name's Chris. I'm 19 years old and I live in Tampa, Florida. 3 things you don't know about me are: 1, I've lived in a bunch of different places throughout my life. I was born in Coral Springs, Florida. I lived there until I was about 2 years old. I lived in my parents' and my grandparents' house until our house was built. And once our house was built, my dad was transferred to Atlanta, Georgia. I lived there for 8 years. My brother and sister were both born there. And I just got to spend a lot of time with my grandpa, my dad's father. He would take me golfing, and he'd buy me, spoil me a lot. Until then, I never got to spend a lot of time with him, so that was probably one of my favorite things about living there. And also, while I lived there, my dad got his first boat. We'd go boating a lot, take me out on Lake Lanier, and that's probably one of the things that I remember a lot about living there. After Atlanta, Georgia, my dad was transferred to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and lived there for 2 years. And it was probably one of the hardest moves I've ever had to deal with, because until then I've never really moved anywhere and had to meet new people and deal with that kind of situation. I lived there for 2 years, and I think the coolest thing about living there was seeing snow. And snow, we go snowboarding and sledding and go on my neighbor's lake and go snowmobiling, stuff like that. Until then, never really done anything like that. And also, the coolest thing, like, we had cool winters, but also the summers we'd go boating. There's a bunch of lakes. It's the land of 1,000 lakes, so we got to do a bunch of things like that. And after I got settled down in Minneapolis, my dad was told that we'd be transferred again. And I got transferred to Jacksonville, which we lived there for 2 years. And Jacksonville was a pretty cool area, but again, I didn't really know a lot of people, and it was kind of hard for me again, but I was getting used to it. And the coolest thing about living there was my mom actually surprised me with my first dog, and her name's Ginger. She's a golden retriever, and until then I've been wanting a dog for about as long as I lived, so that's pretty cool. So in Jacksonville, we go boating again a lot. We live right next to the St. Johns River, which went out to the Atlantic Ocean. We go boating a lot again, go to the beach and stuff like that. And after Jacksonville, we moved to Tampa, Florida. And I've been living in Tampa for about 6 years now. I really love Tampa. I have met like all my best friends here. I've been dating a girl for about a year now. I graduated from Newsom High School in 2009, and I currently go to HEC. My second hobby is I like to fish. I like to go mudding. I like to go to country concerts. I recently have taken up freshwater fishing. Me and my friend Alec, we started fishing about, I'd say, 3 years ago. We just started to do it because we were bored in the summer nights. We'd go out fishing, we started buying tackle. Eventually, as we got better at it, we would start doing it more and more, and all my friends got into it. And we pretty much do it all the time now. We're pretty serious about it, and now we're getting into saltwater fishing. So I really love to fish. It's probably one of the things I love to do. Also, I like to go mudding. I have a Jeep right now, and it's probably one of the coolest things I have. Also, I play a lot of sports. I like football, I like basketball. Also love watching football. I played basketball for about 4 years through high school. I'd say sports are probably one of the things that define me. I really love sports. And my last thing is work. I work at Outback Steakhouse. I started working there when I was 16 years old, so I could actually buy my Jeep. My dad didn't want me. He wanted me to work for what I had, so I worked, saved up a bunch of money, and I bought a Jeep. I currently am a server / to-go worker there. Hopefully, I want to be a manager eventually there until I get out of college. But I've used the money to pay for my Jeep, and hopefully I'm actually saving, trying to sell my Jeep and buy a truck. So that's what I'm working there for. Those are the things that pretty much define me as a person. I hope you learned a lot about me. I also just hopefully through this class, hopefully be a better public speaker, learn how to speak in front of a crowd better. And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys learned something about me.